It must be jelly because jam don't shake like that. The Aspire Nautilus Clearomizer. I've been liking this thing so much, I am tempted to say all the other Clearomizers that I've reviewed thus far, toss them out. Because this thing is rolled on in and is taking over. I mean, look, I got it on a mech mod. It comes with a stock 1.6 ohm coil head, freshly charged battery. That is stock! Holy fart! This thing right here is moving in the right direction. First, we're gonna go to the pros. It's got adjustable airflow. 4 options. You've got a tiny, a small, a medium, and a large. The airflow ring, which we'll show in the close-up, it has a locking mechanism. So if I want to take it to the medium size, boom, it just locked right in position. So every time you change that airflow setting, it's basically saying, hey, I'm here, I'm ready, and I'm not going anywhere. That's like a breath of fresh air. First Clearomizer I have dealt with that has adjustable airflow. And I tell you what, the adjustable airflow on this is killer. This has definitely been engineered properly. To me, the airflow is more efficient than any other high-end device that I've purchased with adjustable airflow. Shit you not. The biggest problem with these Clearomizers and the coil heads that these guys are making, that Kanger's making and yada yada yada's making, those coil heads are sitting in the juice. They're not engineered properly. Well, with this, it's got the same type of coil head, but because of this airflow control system, I have had minimal gurgling or flooding. Let's just say I want to do mouth to lung inhale. I set it to its tiny setting. Alright, still kick-ass vapor. Now, after a while, the way these coil heads are engineered, that pressure builds up because the airflow is so tight. And when you pull on it, that suction builds that pressure up and it draws more liquid to those coils. Once that starts to get a little gurgly, all I have to do, boom, switch it to wide open or the medium-sized air hole. The excess juice to the coil vaporizes. It alleviates that pressure. No more gurgle, no more flooding. This thing holds a whopping 5 mils of e-liquid. The only other Clearomizer that I've used, that I reviewed, the Hyper Tank, that holds 5 mils. But this thing blows that thing out of the water as far as vape quality, vape experience, etc. I've been using this thing for a week now. It hasn't leaked out of the airflow control system. It hasn't leaked out of the 510 connection. Nothing. Oh yeah, it's a 22mm device. What? Hey, that means I can put it on any 22mm mechanical mod and it's gonna look super skunky. So that's on the Prism, the big nasty. Look at that bad boy on that Panzer. Damn! It also fits on all my variable voltage, variable wattage devices. Something about this DNA 20 though, man. Straight voltage, 10 watts. I can't get over it. I really cannot get over it. That's a freaking stock coil. 1.6 ohm coil. You know, it's actually reading 1.7 ohms. But shit! 1.6, 1.7 ohm. Can vape it on a mechanical mod. What the fart? I've got a few friends that own this device and they're not too keen on the way this thing looks. I like it. I like it a lot. And I tell you why I like it. Because it's different. I haven't seen anything that looks like this out there. Yeah, it looks like a bell shape, but you know what? It's different, and I like different. I like change. Flavor on this, it's consistently better than any other Clearomizer that I've reviewed. I think that Aspire spent more time with these heads than they did with the BDC heads, because I've tried 4 different coil heads, and out of all 4 coil heads, they have vaped consistent. No burnt, scratchy hits, no shorts. A blowing con. This is the biggest con, and this is a slap in the face to all the consumers out there. Let me tell you what it is. You ready? You cannot take apart the coil head. There you go again, trying to control the market. Well, don't you worry, consumers. I'm gonna figure out a way to rebuild this coil head, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. It's definitely permanently attached. I can't get this piece off, and I ruined the threads at the top trying with a pair of pliers. That con right there, not being able to take apart your coil head and rebuild it, was a kick to the nuts. I want the freedom to be able to go in and rebuild this thing. Like I said, I'll figure out how to rebuild this thing efficiently. It may take a while, but I'll figure it out. Aspire, thanks a lot. Another con, the price. So I purchased this device for $35, but the original listing price most places online is $39.99, 40 bucks. To me, that's overpriced, especially for a mass-produced Clearomizer from a China manufacturer. Drop it $10, 25, 30 bucks, and I think that'll be a more fair price for the majority of the consumers out there. With my experience using the 1.6, 1.7 ohm coil head, even the 1.8 ohm coil head, the extra coil that comes with the box, I'm not able to vape over 10.5 watts for very long without getting a dry hit. And that's all due to the way the coil head is engineered. But you know what? I'm getting a great vape at 10 watts, but I know there's guys out there that want even more of a warm, more dense vape. And you're just not going to get that at 10.5 watts. Not like you would at 15 watts, 16 watts, 18 watts, 20 watts. To me, that coil head is restrictive. Here's another one that I hear a lot of people bitch about. The glass tank. It's completely exposed. For those of you guys out there that work outside, construction, etc., or that are clumsy, like to throw their stuff in their purse, on their car seat, just stuff it in their pocket, this device may not be for you because you're gonna probably break it. It's probably gonna crack or shatter. Also, the top of this glass tank is threaded. Now granted, the threads are on the inside, so that makes it more stable. Twice as stable as if the glass were threaded on the outside. I give a thumbs up to the engineer that designed that, okay? Because they could have easily put the threads on the outside of the glass. Instead, they made it more sturdy, stronger, and put them on the inside. So here's the box the Aspire Nautilus comes in. You got your instructional manuals right here. In this little instructional pamphlet, it tells you how to fill her up, how to insert the coil head, how to take the coil head out, etc. And here are the goods. So you've got your Nautilus tank with the coil head already assembled. So in this tank is a 1.6 ohm coil head, and then it comes with an extra 1.8 ohm coil head. Okay, you got one of these rings for your ego devices. Here is the Nautilus tank. It comes with a detachable drip tip. You can use any drip tip that you'd like. Take this drip tip out, put your favorite one in. The tank is glass. It holds up to 5 mils. You got your mil marker, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On the other side, you've got your Aspire Nautilus logo. Other than the glass and the silicone lip, which we'll go over, it's made up of stainless steel. It's got a stainless steel base. It's got a stainless steel shaft, a stainless steel top, a stainless steel drip tip, 510 threads. The adjustable airflow ring has one larger hole that matches up with the 4 air hole options in the body of the unit. This is the smallest option, and the smallest option is 0.9 millimeters. Then if you keep twisting it, that's your second smallest option, and that's 1.1 millimeters. You keep going. 1.4 millimeters. Can you hear that click? Every time you adjust it to an air hole size, it clicks into place. So that's your second largest air hole. Pow! 1.8 millimeter. And I mean, you can get great lung inhales with that size. So there's your base right there. You've got this silicone lip, which actually press fits into this glass tank. What holds this device together are the threads at the top of this coil head. So you unscrew your coil head from the base, and there she is, the 1.6 ohm coil head. You got your dual coils down there. With the Nautilus coil head, you have 4 holes punched in at the base. See them? There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. These threads down here thread into the base. These threads up in here thread into the shaft. You got your rubber grommet and you got your pin. So here's the base, and that's where the coil head screws into. You can see the threads down there. The silicone lip, which I really like. Without the coil head, you can't screw anything in. It doesn't hold together. It just press fits, but it can easily come apart. So you need the coil head in order to make sure this device stays attached properly. Unscrew the shaft from the tank. And as you can see, you got threads on the inside, which is so much better than the threads being on the outside. So the shaft comes all the way down into this little bell chamber. And how this works is the threads on the outside of the upper head screw into the threads in this bell-shaped shaft, just like this. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and reassemble this Nautilus. Go ahead and screw the coil head into the base. Next step, fill her up between the shaft and the tank wall. You want to make sure you fill it up right to the brim. You don't want to go over that brim because it'll leak out into the shaft, out of the top. Screw the coil head, which is attached to the base, into the shaft, which then press fits into that silicone piece in the base. Alrighty, and she is reassembled. Everything about this device to me screams success, except the cons that I mentioned and then the big blow. Where did I purchase this device and how much did I purchase it for? I purchased this device from a company called VaporDNA.com. It was $35. They do not sell replacement heads. Most places that I looked online do not sell coil heads for the Nautilus, but the ones that do, Got Vapes, Viper Vape, those are the two that I found that sell the coil heads. I'm sure there's a few others out there. The only one that I found that had them in stock is Got Vapes, and they're $3.45 per coil head. I think for any newbie out there just getting into vaping, this is a perfect tank to start with. It's fantastic, but guess what? You're gonna have to keep buying coil heads, and a pack of 5 for $20 to me, I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge. What do you guys think? This is Rip Trippers, and remember, smoking is dead, vaping is the future, and the future is now.